It's the Jim and Terry Show, still coming to you from the Hobbit Hole studio, though our mugs have long since been drained and everything is cold. Minus 20 something overnight. I don't know where you were, but minus 20.
Well, it's cold driving here, minus 12, 13.
Takes a little while for your old car to get up to.
Well, I just get in it and go. I don't warm it up. I
you
just
don't?
Get in and go. No, I didn't even defrost the windows. I waited.
Would you benefit from an electric starter, a remote starter, where you just stand at your window and just click it and it goes and turns over?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Electric starter would be wonderful.
I'm jealous of my mother-in-law. She's 88 this year, and she drives that little red sports car, a Pontiac G6 or something like that, two-door, and lowered, so it doesn't do well in the snow, but the thing that she loves is the remote starter. She lives in a building where she's on the second floor, and the car park is within line of sight. She stands,
bang.
She starts her car, and you can see it going, and the lights come on, and the exhaust is out there. And
if you did it in the city, you'd look again, and your car'd be gone.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're in the country. That's a good point. All right, let's talk about worker ants.
Oh, the worker ants.
The worker ants, and talk about elitism, because on the...
Well, you were talking about libertarianism, which is anarchy, as you were saying. And the idea is look, at me and my family are fine. Don't be bugging me with your family's needs. You pay for your own
stuff. Which is tax. This is a tax reference. Yeah. So I will look after my family, so keep the tax low, because I don't want you to take my money to pay for Joe down the street because he hasn't got a job.
And he's sickly.
And he's sick. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's sickly. I don't want to pay for that.
So I don't want to pay for that. I want low taxes because I want to keep my money to look after myself.
Yeah.
And that is individualism. Yeah. It is not community. It is I want what I want when I want it, individualism.
And I was saying the mega idea of the far right kind of would probably like that idea, because they're never going to be touched by the burden that's going to be hitting the common person. So I was mentioning the fact that it'd be best if everybody was looking after themselves and the weak were killed off. And I talked about way back about 50 years ago, they were talking about the way this world was going to be set up is that the powers that be would just have two countries wage war. The example was Argentina.
Argentina and the UK?
Iran.
They tried that. Didn't work out.
Iran and Iraq, once the powers are in play, you declare a war, you make war happen, and then you just keep backing the loser, and they just keep killing each other off and killing each other off.
Aren't those two different branches of Islam?
Well, wouldn't that be perfect for those who don't believe in Islam?
That's right. Sunni and Shia. I forget which one, but Saddam Hussein in Iraq is one form, and Iran is the other form, and they detest each other to such a great extent.
Well, the last war, Iran was sending children with sticks to fight the armies.
As did Germany in its final collapse, sending old people who could at least stand with a weapon and children...
to die.
Is it Roger Rabbit? What was the film? Did you ever see that one? The parody of Hitler? The kid who had visions of seeing Hitler, and it was humorous and comical and sad and pathetic at the same time. Yeah. It was all of those things, which is what a good movie should do. It should tug at all your different emotions all in one film.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's what we feel we're in it now. And I've mentioned that one, that this is Trump 2.0. We've been there, seen it, done it. What did we not understand about the first one? Let's not get into politics too much, but let's get into the worker ants. The whole thing about libertarianism, about individualism, as opposed to community and progress.
Yeah, the rest of us in that world would just be the ants. There would be overlords or CEOs of whole oligarchs and CEOs of entire nations. The rest of us are just worker ants, and we're just, as worker ants will drown half of them by building a bridge across a creek, in order to provide that bridge. That's the mentality that comes with it. We're superior, we're better, we're successful, you're not. And you're and probably most of them don't believe in a God, or if they do, they don't fear God in any way or have a reverence towards him. So they'll just send workers into the fields to die in battle, or just die because you haven't got proper health care and your lifespan is lowered. and they continue on because all of that isn't going to affect them.
They're above it all.
They're above it all, and their mentality brings them above it all. Maybe it's part and parcel. Like maybe someone like Musk, Bezos, and the rest of them haven't got the ability. They're sociopaths, and they don't have the ability to truly care. They just don't have it. And I guess you can't blame them if that's the case, but they do make good CEOs because they just trim off. Don't forget, Musk was in this trimming off of saying, end all of this charity, end it all, end it all. Well, that was Musk's suggestion. So there's a man who's got everything he's ever going to need, saying to the rest, never mind eggs. He could buy eggs if they were $100 an egg.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't affect him, and he hasn't got the ability to worry about the farmer working the fields.
But isn't that the claim that Trump appealed to the common person? And I was writing to someone an email that outlined this argument, is that the claim is Trump spoke for every man. Every man is in common person, the factory worker, the farmers, the agricultural industry. He spoke to them about being left behind in the American dream. Nobody cares about the poor farmer or the factory worker. Gone are the days when Ford and GM and Chrysler, the Detroit was humming and making all that progress, and the factories have closed. But they don't seem to recall that it was American capitalism that led these companies to outsource to other countries.
Listen, a lot of time I don't agree with you, and I don't even know if I do on that one. But this, let me take
Jim
you back.
comes for the free food.
Let me take you back. Let me take you back 150 years or 200 years in America. We'll just move everything back to there, and this will be me. My workers like to be workers here. They enjoy it. We give them a job. We give them a home, a place where they can have their children be busy and do something productive and work our fields. Why on earth would they want to be freed? Stay with me, little black family, and I'll look after you forever. That's the same thing as today. Trump screaming out to people, look at the price of eggs, and instantaneously they've gone up 40%. He don't care. And all the people are going, yeah, eggs will come down. Eventually eggs will come down. And Massim's right on this one. The eggs will come down. They're not coming down.
No, and the price of gasoline is, I want to follow that one because those are the two bread and butter issues that, well, it's not just the bread and butter issues because people have a chance to see with their eyes and go to the store and experience it. So to those people who voted for Trump, this is the find out stage of what you just did, what you voted for, and what you believe to be true. Just like some people, including members of my family, believe Trump actually completed and built the wall, and Mexico paid for it. But if you Google that question, you'll find that Trump built 83 miles of wall.
I'll tell you a bigger one. All that Trump said, that all the cost of living and everything that was better for the United States through his first administration is a lie. It is not. It was not. Biden actually made it better for America. But they're never going to hear that. Yeah. It's not going to enter their brain. I have no idea why. They can they can look it up for themselves, but they'd rather choose to believe everything was worse is better, and everything that was better was actually worse for them. It is absolutely insanity corporately, and I marvel at it. I sit and wonder. This is amazing.
That you can convince people that black is white?
Yeah, like that's amazing to me. This is happening. That this is actually happening, and I'm watching it.
Do you remember?
And they're going to get a dictator. They're going to have their way.
Do you remember Obama came in on the heels of that Fannie Mae Bernie Mac market collapse, the mortgage subprime mortgage debacle, and he had to rebuild from that debacle, which happened during the Bush George W. administration. Took time to pull them out, but he built a strong economy, and that took 2 terms. Trump comes in, and almost overnight, now and I will say this in fairness, he was a victim of a global pandemic which pulled the rug out from supply chains for everything and wrecked the whole thing. So in fairness to Trump, circumstances beyond his control. And yet I will also blame him for his lack of appropriate response to that led to 1.2 million Americans dying, which he said, "Oh, never would have happened if I was." You were in charge. The good thing is, the vaccines got out and things went around.
Well, the war never would happen in Russia if he was in charge.
Picked up that post-COVID economy and ran with it into the end zone, scored touchdown after touchdown.
Yeah.
The infrastructure that Trump promised weekly never happened in his entire 4 years.
But it did under Biden.
It did under Biden. Union jobs.
Now the argument would be debt and everything, to be fair on that end. But nevertheless, Trump
the debt was worse with Trump.
Yeah, but Trump did not accomplish any of the things he said he did.
No.
Yet everybody.
But still added to the debt.
And all his supporters have a complete reverse understanding of what actually took place.
Yes. So when left is right up is down, black is white.
Look up. The end is drawing near.
I know you're looking for the white horse and
I
the
am.
four riders of the apocalypse. But I'm going to take that black is white in your slave master voice, and put it into a historical context and talk about this one. Vigilantes, Inc. is the name of the movie. It's on YouTube. And you can check it out for yourself. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it's another point of view, and I tend to agree with some of it. I haven't had time to really dig into it a lot, so I'm just dropping that in. But black is white. It's the story of how the KKK rebranded themselves into this term, Vigilantes, Inc. Oh. Vigilantes, Inc. became True the North, which is important in Arizona, in Georgia,
Montana.
In the give me 11,700 votes.
Oh.
They're the people who want to throw out black votes. Why black? Because they vote Democrat.
Well, there you have it.
There you go. So is race still a part of this thing? And did
wait
really
till the
lose?
ants fight. Wait till it's a race fight.
Oh boy, I don't want to see any of this stuff.
I don't either.
You are the predictor of doom and gloom, my friend. All right, Jim and Terry Show signing off for now.